If you've been looking for something to gather all of your planning supplies in, I've been using a Delphonics pouch for a while now, and I thought it'd be useful to share some of the essential bits I carry around in mine. Although I'm using mine as a planner pouch, they have a huge range of uses, so maybe it's something you never realised you needed. Stay with me until the end of this video, and I'll show you where I purchased mine from and help you choose your colour and the perfect size for your planner. Would you believe that this is the third time I've filmed this video, and if you can't tell from my lovely attractive bruises, I'm barely fresh from surgery. It's been less than a week since I had my gallbladder removed, but I'm feeling okay. So, well, clearly mentally not quite with it yet, because I would have had this video out before. But I didn't. So I've now got myself the most perfect, cute, tiny little cup of coffee. So we're going to just do a quick, traditional, old school, top-down video so I can show you what's in my planner pouch today. And hopefully, if you're on the fence about getting one of these, I'll help you decide either whether you do or you don't want one. So let's have a look. So let me just remove my random papers I've got from the back here. I've got loads of boring bits and pieces. So that's kind of the first bit. So the back pocket here, you can see if I just turn that round, there's a big back pocket. You know me by now, if you've seen any of my videos, I love a big back pocket. This is no exception. So this one here fits the whole width of the pouch, and it fits A5 folded up really nicely. So I tend to keep any of my bits of paper that I need to act on straight away, kind of, you know, like the next week or two, in here. So basically they'll annoy me until I deal with them and move them. It's also a great place to keep any other little bits, like, look at this, I'm terrible with needing to have all of my pens and washi matched, so I did all these swatches. These are my favourite pens. You know, I didn't think I'd get to the age that I am and still have favourite pens, but never mind. Favourite stickers too, which is possibly even worse. So at the minute, I'm in a Hobonichi Cousin in A5, and it uses the Tomoe River paper, which isn't as bright white as I normally have, so I like to see what my pens are going to look like. So I have these little laminated swatches that I made, which go really nicely in the back there. So there we go. I've also got two other little pockets here. I don't really use those, really. It tends to be just that main big back one. So let me show you what I've got inside. Inside is fairly minimal as far as organisation goes. I've got my iPad in here, because I think that if you're into digital planning, or you want to just check what's on your calendar and all that kind of stuff, it's just really handy if you're an iPad user. An iPad mini fits in here brilliantly. So I've got my iPad mini in here. And I've also got my main Hobonichi A5, which is the one that I'm using at the moment. It's just a standard A5, a little cover that I printed off and put together for it. And my cute little bread page markers at the bottom, because, well, why not? So here is my planner. It fits really nicely. As you can see, it's maybe a little bit snug on the top. I do worry that the pages are going to catch, but I'm just going to see how that goes. It's fine anyway. It fits, which is okay. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. And I've also got one more thing in here, which I'll show you in just a second, but let me just show you the pockets we've got in here. So we've got two simple little pockets there. They don't show up that well on the camera, do they? Let me see if I can get good lighting for you. There you go. So I've got two pockets on there and two on there. I don't currently use these, but if you love a little bit of pocket action, then this is absolutely the pouch for you. It's so good. There are so many pockets on this one. So let me come back to this then. Right, so this is, I just caught sight of my bruises again. They look awful. Sorry, it's just pull my sleeves down. There we go. So this is a little plastic photo album that I found on Amazon, and I'm really trying to use my stickers a lot more these days, especially in the Hobonichi, because it's kind of plain to begin with. I find it forces me to be quite creative with stuff, which I just want to work on a little bit more this year because I just want to enjoy stuff a little bit more, really. So I'm trying to carry them around with me. So I've got my functional stickers. I don't know if you saw the studio vlog where I was designing and making these sticker books, but I've been really enjoying having my functional stickers. I used some of them already, as you can see, but really enjoyed having them just to flick through. And this fits really nicely in there. But as a counterpart to that, I've got my decorative stickers in here. Now, because this is a little photo album, these are literally photo inserts. But the beauty of this is that the slips to put your photos in are on the inside, whereas some of them that I've seen, which were cheaper, I might add, and they had little slips where you could put paper in the cover. They looked wonderful, but the opening was at the top, which meant that when you picked it up, the stickers all just fell out everywhere. But this is great for your sort of like die cut kind of stickers. These are the ones that I've got at the minute. I quite like having something just to flick through. I used to have all of my stickers like this in little like polythene bags in a little zipper. In fact, I might have to find it. Ha! Here we go. This used to be in my B6. I don't know if you saw that video, but I used to have my stickers in here. But I quite like being able to just literally flick through and have a look because it's just a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word? It's just a bit easier to see what you've got if you can just flick through like a book. So really enjoying this. I've used this lots already. This is working. So this is going to be in here so far. And also I'm going to add some more bits to this because it's not full yet. And also, how cute are these little kitty stickers. Oh, they're so nice. I'm totally going to be using those. Right, so move that to one side. And what's in the front? So as you saw before, my little sticker book goes in there, which I'm hoping to be adding to. And my other little handy thing, I got these passport covers off Amazon as well. I used these in, I think it was an A5 Norfolk video, my spring setup, and in that one I put some sticker sheets and like note paper, that kind of thing. And this one I'm just using some of my sticky notes because I really like just for future planning, just like whacking down a quick reminder, you know, like do this week sort of thing, and just sticking on that page and then forgetting about it. So this is brilliant for holding all of those little bits and pieces. I quite like having things inside pockets, because these do have a tendency to fall over. And the first time I used these in a different colourway, I'll show you in a bit, I found that I loaded up the front pockets and when it fell over, everything just everywhere. So this really helps it to keep together, and again, I've used it loads so far, so it is definitely working. So the front pockets then are really good. You get loads of room. The one on the front, can you see how they're stitched? They're kind of tucked in a little bit down here, so it means that you can fit loads and loads in there. So in my front one here, I've got my glasses, because I'm at the age where clearly I can't do anything without my cheap Primark £1 reading glasses. And I've got a little washi holder with just some random small stuff that will just go anywhere for highlighting dates and bits like that. I'm going to add some more of these. I think I'm just going to go through and get some different themes of washi stickers put together because I can fit loads in here. And I've got this, which I love this gadget. I'll put a link to this in the description below, but this is so handy if you are like me and you're like a little bit of lazy sofa planning, which the pouch is perfect for because it just means that everything is all together, you know, your pens, your stickers, everything. This little USB chargeable light clips onto your pages. It's like a little bookmark thing there, can you see? And it will angle and you can have the little light come on, so it'll just light up your planet enough to use it, and you can alter the warmth of the the warmth of the light and also the intensity of it as well. So it's so useful for those times when you might not have enough light to actually write by, but you just want like a little bit more. It's wonderful for that. So I've also got the Tombow Fudenosuke pen, which I really like for my headings at the minute. This I think is the hard tip rather than the soft tip. It's really nice for doing like smaller scale writing for headings and bits and pieces like that. I was trying to make my planner look nice, and I printed off a load of headings, and I thought, oh god, this is just too much effort. I'm just going to try and do a little bit more myself instead. So I have been. And I've also got the Uniball one, which is, this one is a 0.5 nib, which is actually quite good for the Tomo River paper. If you haven't used the Tomo River paper before, it's great. It's really, really thin. But if you are a Hobonichi user like me at the moment, you will know that it's a bit of a nightmare to find pens that don't smudge that much, and this one is okay. So I have my iPad pencil as well, and a little Hobonichi clip-on ruler, which I don't use much, but I think, well, I might as well carry it around because it'll be useful, I'm sure, at some point. So that just clips on there. So with the Delphonics pouch then, you get these two little tags at the side, which I quite like for decoration, but I also tend to carry around my headphones with me, just in case I get the occasional minute for a podcast or watch a bit of sneaky TV on my iPad or Duolingo or something fun like that. So it is really nice to be able to have everything together, and I think this is the real benefit of having a pouch of some sort. I think I started to do this sort of thing mostly when I was pregnant and feeling like I didn't really want to move an awful lot to get bits and pieces, so I tended to want to have everything I might want to have next to me at all times. So I was looking at, you know, you get those big like planner cart things. I was looking at the big felt planner totes and all of that. So, but this is just the right kind of size, and actually you can just whack it in a bag and take it out with you really easily too. So it is quite good for that. So it's not full as such. There's plenty of room in there, and it holds everything really nicely. So it's, at the minute, it's kind of a bit of a sofa companion. You know, there's me and there's Chester and there's this normally on the sofa, which is lovely. It's perfect. Right, if you have ever wondered where you can get one of these, it really does depend on where you are. So I'm in the UK, and pause while I just take a little bit of coffee. So I'm in the UK, and this isn't something that I've ever seen in any physical shops, but this one was really, really easy to get hold of online. So I got this one from a seller on Etsy. I'll drop a link to their store in the notes beneath this video, but you can get them from loads of different places. It really does depend on what size, what style, and what colour that you're after. So, colours then. Right. I would say think carefully about this, because this is not my first. This is my first, which at the time I thought I would absolutely love, and I didn't. I don't know if it's because it's got a really bright inside that just didn't really feel like me, but I don't know, I just didn't get on with it that well. I then saw a load of them that were more accessorised with bits and pieces, and I just thought, I think I want to make it feel a little bit more like it's mine. So for some reason I just didn't really get on with this. I was thinking about getting one of the more beigey, neutrally coloured ones, but I just couldn't get them in stock, and the prices tended to vary wildly online for different colours. So I just thought, I'm just going to go with a black one, because although it picks up the dirt terribly, it does pick up the dirt a lot, but it is really nice and easy to personalise. So the other tip that I would give you for colours is to do a little bit of research on what they look like in different places, I suppose, because when I was looking at the neutral ones, some are advertised as grey, and in some other photos they looked more like a neutral beigey colour. So I really would have a look and search for the exact colour name that you're going to get, and make sure that the shop that you're getting it from does display that quite accurately, because if you're going to be importing one of these from Amazon Japan, from eBay, from Etsy or something, you want to make sure that it's the colour that you actually want at the end of the day, I suppose, don't you? So that would be my tip. Again, you might want to also decorate them and think about what you've got to go with that. Again, it all makes it feel a little bit more like yours. So let me help you a little bit with thinking about the size then, if you're after one of these. And I'm going to move this one out of the way and show you with this one, because it's a bit flatter, so you can get a better look at the sizes again. Right, so I would suggest, to make it more full. If it's more full, it stands up a little bit easier, and that was one of the things I didn't really like about this one. It just kept toppling over, but in hindsight I think it's because I didn't have that much inside it. So I was using mine with a personal planner, and if I just lay that on top, you can see that it fits brilliantly. There's loads of room, the pages were not likely to get snagged, and although there are metal teeth, there's plenty of room to take the planner in and out, so I didn't think it was going to really damage the leather cover at all, but it just kept falling over on me all the time, and it was just really annoying. But since moving on to having loads inside it, it's been brilliant. So, personal planner, wonderful, yes, fits great. A5 book bound planner, yes, fine, fits great. Anything smaller, yes, obviously fits great. This is a personal, not a personal, sorry, this is a pocket size planner, brilliant. Again, you might want to stuff it a little bit more, but let me just show you some of the larger planners in this. Now, I don't actually have a personal wide planner, but I do have a B6. Now, the B6 planner that I have, this is a Kiki K, and if I try and put this inside, it will go, and if I give it a little bit of a squish and a bit of a pull, it will still fasten, but B6s tend to vary a lot in their dimensions. Some B6 covers can be quite boxy, and depending on how generous the cover itself is, you may find there is a little bit of difference between the dimensions of your actual cover. So if you are going to be using a B6 planner with a Delphonics pouch, check. I've just remembered I haven't given you a piece of really important information here, have I? I haven't told you what size this is. So this is, can you see that okay? This is the medium size Delphonics pouch, and it is really good in the middle kind of size that isn't too big and it's not too small. But if you are an A5 planner person, and I'm talking a ring bound planner person, it is not going to work. It's not going to fit in here without a little bit of wiggling and manoeuvring. That is not going to close. If I stud it in this way, again, it fits in fine if you want to have it stacked up on your desk with stuff just poking out at the top, but you are not going to get that closed with an A5 ring banner in. It's just not going to happen, because if I can show you with my planner again, my book bound planner, it's that extra size that the ring planner adds to the A5 book itself. Can you see that on top? It makes it a lot bigger, so it's this edge here where it means that it's just going to be poking out the top of the pouch, and it's just not going to work. So have a think, if you want one of these, about what size is best for you. There are smaller ones and they are really dinky, they're so cute. They make wonderful pencil cases, although quite expensive pencil cases. These are not cheap, but there are bigger ones than this as well. I will drop some information in so you can see the different options that you've got, but they are pretty good. So hopefully that's helped you decide whether you want one of these or not, and if you do, what you might like to add to it. They are really useful. So, right, you didn't hear that from me. That's not me enabling you to go and spend some money on planner supplies, but to be fair, sometimes we all need it, don't we? As much as I love Chester, he does tend to get his fur absolutely everywhere, so my black planner pouch tends to look an absolute state sometimes. So if you're struggling with this, take it from me, wrap a little bit of sellotape around your fingers, and you would be amazed at how much fluff and dust and everything it picks up, and it's really easy to get it looking good as new all over again. If you found this video useful today, hopefully you'll consider dropping me a like or subscribing to make sure you don't miss any more videos coming from me. See you soon!